Hello again, it's Chris Mackay, the camera guy, and I'm here today to show you the mighty Gowlandflex. This is a somewhat unusual camera. It's a 4x5 twin lens reflex made by a gentleman called Peter Gowland who lived in San Francisco. He was a glamour photographer. He liked to go out to the beach in the sun and take photographs of models, but he needed a camera that would do, well, it had to be two things. It had to be large format, 4x5, because that's what the American publishers wanted, and that's what he wanted, I suppose. He had lots of Rolleiflexes, but they weren't big enough. So, and you had to have the ability to sync flash at 500th. Because he wanted to be the models to be able to move and jump and you know, he didn't have time to get his head under a dark cloth and lose all the spontaneity. So there wasn't a 4x5 twin lens reflex camera. He couldn't use a Graflex single lens reflex 4x5 because focal plane shot a very slow flash sync speed. So since there wasn't a camera that fitted his needs, he just made one. Well, actually he made 600, and this is one of the very last ones. I got it from a gentleman in London, an Australian gentleman, and he'd contacted Peter Gowland because the Australian gentleman was in America, and he had two Schneider 210mm lenses, and phoned Peter Gowland, who was at that time in his 90s, and said, do you have any of those camera bodies left? And Peter Gowland said, yes, I've got about 5, I think. I've got two. The other gentleman said, oh, well, I've got two 210mm Schneider lenses, and I'd like to buy a camera. Can I come over? And Peter, yeah, come on over. And Peter Gowland fitted the lenses on it, and here it is. So, not terribly heavy, considering how big it is. And it worked for Peter Gowland. Look him up on the internet. This one came with a viewing hood, and it comes with a rotatable back. I've taken it off. I took it off just to try and get some light into the lenses. I had a bit of trouble lighting this. I come with the, so I can go horizontal or vertical, portrait or landscape. He would have normally used it in portrait because the models were standing on the beach and dancing and moving around, and that was what he did. So a lot of photographers had Gowlandflexes, Yusuf Karsh, Annie Leibovitz, I think, and me. And this is one of the very last Gowlandflexes. Focus is a bit like a Mamiya twin lens reflex, in and out. Well, you can, like the Mamiya, you can change the lenses, but it's not easy. You have to unscrew them both, and but it works. It comes with the eye level finder, which gives you an upside down but laterally correct view. I think I got that right. But actually I prefer to use it as a waist level finder, and so I constructed out of black foam board something that I can look down into, and I happen to have a zoom close-up lens, and I put that into the top, and that works very nicely. It's amazing what you can do with black foam board and black electrical tape and a little bit of an X-Acto knife and a steel ruler and a little bit of imagination. Anyway, so that's not a very long video for such a big camera, but that's it. One of 600, one of the last, the mighty Gowlandflex. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to see you again in the near future when I shall be talking about another of my cameras. Oh, I did have one more thing I wanted to show you. This is my largest twin lens reflex, and this is my smallest. This is an English-made, there we go, I was talking about ingenuity. There's my neck strap. It's a piece of string, because it didn't have one when I got it, so it had probably had a case at some point, but it didn't have when I got it. This is the most sold English-made camera. They sold over 1 million of these, came out shortly after the war. And when I got it, it didn't have a tripod socket, so I put one on, I just glued a piece of wood with a tripod socket and glued it onto the back in case I want to do any serious studio portraits with this. The lens is actually surprisingly good. Okay, so this is my smallest twin lens reflex camera, and this is my largest. By the way, this is not the largest twin lens reflex camera that Peter Gowland made. He also made an 8x10. You can see photographs of that if you just Google his name, Peter Gowland, photographer, Peter Gowland. Go into images and just Peter Gowland's cameras and you will see a picture of the 8x10. Mighty, oh, wow, amazing. Okay, that's all. Thank you for watching. See you soon.